Addressability to me means a couple of different things. It's about having that data layer and understanding that data becomes humans and humans are data, and being able to understand exactly who you're targeting. And it comes in, for me, two forms. One is in terms of being able to overlay that on linear reach to make linear work harder for us, so targeted linear reach, sometimes known as DDL, data-driven linear, or true addressability, so understanding exactly who you're going for within a CTV environment.
So how does that work, and how is it appropriate for one client versus another, or is it for all?
For me, in today's environment where over 75% of all linear impressions go into 30% of households, it's not an option. It's not an or, it's an and. It has to be something that's in your mix if you want to have a TV experience with your consumers. So you have to be in that addressable environment in order to build incremental reach and ensure that you have visibility of your brand across your whole audience.
And how do the economics of addressability work in terms of cost benefit?
I think when it comes to the economics, you have to think about it in a different way. And we just talked a little about that at the conference in terms of the way that we measure. So traditional MMMs need to be adapted. Econometric models need to be adapted to ensure that we're looking at addressability in a different way. Because if you put a linear CPM against an addressable CPM, addressable is never going to show the true performance because you're not looking at it in the same way. There's wastage in this CPM of a linear piece, but there's no wastage when it comes to true addressability. And so you have to get to an effective CPM, and the methodology of the MMM models needs to change in order to show how that's being effective. Or you need to think about different KPIs that enable you to understand like-for-like performance.
How do you define performance, and how much are you looking to TV as a performant medium?
Performance for me can be dependent on the objectives. So performance could be as simple as we need to reach people. It could be that we need to sell more stuff to more people more often. It could be that we need to get X number of footfall into a QSR within a particular time period. And within that, it could be even with an extra layer of saying, I want to target people that have not been to my QSR in the last 3 months, but have been prior, and they've come in the last 90 days subsequent to the campaign. So you can get very specific with the metrics in terms of performance, whether that be a broad-based awareness and brand metric or a performance-based metric when you're using addressable TV.
What's exciting for you now in terms of the media landscape and investment and the tools that you have now that maybe you haven't had?
I think we've always been very lucky at Publicis that we have a lot of tools like Epsilon data. We've been using that for like nearly a decade now to get us to the right place in terms of understanding humans. We just acquired Influential and Mars United, which for me, it's about what's exciting to me is being able to connect the dots. We have Core AI, which is enabling us to understand more and move faster to audiences. And so I get really excited about how things are coming together. And importantly, when you think about addressability, it's not just about finding and reaching that person. It's about it being in the right context as well. So seeing some of the tools out there now that we can think about the context of what the content that people are viewing is prior to the ad and post the ad, and ensuring that we're not just only finding the right person, but we're connected with them with the right relevancy and the right moment of receptivity as well.